It can just be 500 Cardano ADA. Most times, investors who are ready to give Cardano ADA a shot are confused about the amount to start with. Of course, it is encouraged that proper research and information be acquired before saying the big yes. It doesn't have to be an elaborate amount. 500 Cardano ADA is a good starting point for a journey of amassing millions. But why would you want to invest in Cardano ADA in the first place? In the ever-evolving landscape of cryptocurrencies, Cardano has emerged as a significant player with the potential to reshape the industry. Of course, this has been met with various shades of controversies, but it is the truth. Founded by Charles Hoskinson, a prominent figure in the blockchain space and co-founder of Ethereum, Cardano's journey began with a vision to create a blockchain platform that prioritizes scalability, sustainability, and innovation. And even as we look ahead to what the year has in store for investors, 2025, Cardano's trajectory seems poised for substantial growth. From his videos and consistent updates, it's obvious that Charles Hoskinson is mostly interested in exploring the utility and future possibilities of Cardano. However, many investors want to skip straight to the bottom line, hence the question of when to expect their money bags. Seeing various cryptos exploding in price regularly, they have hopes that they'll see the same happen to however many ADA tokens they may hold. A huge shock is that Cardano ADA is not a fly-by-night project. It has been noted for its accuracy due to its slow and steady nature, and this is not changing anytime soon. Well, there is a reason to believe that the Cardano founder has bigger plans than just the monetary spice. He is quite vocal too, hence his reputation in the crypto industry. In response to a recent X post by Muneeb, co-creator of Stacks, on Bitcoin L2, Charles Hoskinson shared his observation regarding a certain narrative that has occurred 3 times in more than 10 years following the Bitcoin halving. He wrote that every Bitcoin L2 venture frequently faces the challenges associated with Bitcoin's inability to adapt enough to support the components necessary for a vibrant L2 environment. In contrast to this situation, Ethereum and Cardano are continuously upgrading to provide developers with more options for deploying effective, efficient, reliable, and secure L2s. Supporting this argument, he cited the addition of BLS support to Cardano's Plutus v3, as well as Hydra and Mythril projects, adding that Ethereum also has a vibrant ecosystem of L2s. When it comes to issues like this, Hoskinson always tries to advertise Cardano as having a better and more advantaged ecosystem than Bitcoin. However, when it comes to price, ADA is no match for Bitcoin. Also, Charles Hoskinson responded to the most recent issues plaguing the Solana blockchain. It has been hit by the first major outage this year, with the previous one taking over a year ago in February and in 2022. In reaction to this, the SOL price plunged as the outage disrupted the work of the Solana mainnet. The Cardano founder, who has had the knock-on in Solana, issued a sarcastic comment on what is happening to this rival blockchain. It was a hitback. He commented on a tweet published by the @Solana Status Twitter account. While the Solana linked account stated that engineers from across the ecosystem are investigating an outage on the mainnet beta, Hoskinson posted a meme showing a gamer blowing into a malfunctioning cartridge before inserting it into a PlayStation of an early model. "That always works," he tweeted. Notably, last year, Hoskinson and Solana's founders exchanged several attacks against each other. In September, Hoskinson offered Solana to become Cardano's sidechain, commenting on a joking poll about this launched by one of the ADA holders. In a sarcastic tweet addressed at Solana in June of 2022, Hoskinson suggested a remedy that might help keep the blockchain operational and posted a link to YouTube guide on how to make old video games work again. Sarcastic indeed. If we can remember, last year Solana kinda managed to flip Cardano in terms of market cap, yet many factors are still playing in Cardano's favor. Furthermore, seasoned cryptocurrency entrepreneur and investor Dan Gambardello recently provided his followers with a fresh perspective of how mainstream altcoins could be compared to each other. He persuaded crypto enthusiasts to ditch tribalism. Cardano, the second largest proof-of-stake network, is superior to Solana in terms of both security and decentralization. At the same time, the Cardano ecosystem might be a little slower in delivering things compared to other L1s. According to his lengthy tweet on February 2nd, Cardano and Solana, here are my thoughts after using Solana. I want to start by saying the key here is to find what really interests you and where you feel comfortable and just roll with that. Ditch the tribalism and you have 10x your chance of success in crypto. Don't hate others for having different opinions or preferences of where they hang out in crypto. That's just weird. I have zero negativity against Solana. I'm always rooting for SOL holders, and I'm sure I'll be hopping into some plays over there and during the bull run. But for me, there was nothing special or different happening there, other than a little more hype and volume of course. Other than that, it was crypto as usual. Going forward, he said, "My main thesis for Cardano is that while it may be a little slower in delivering certain things than other chains, it is far superior in security and decentralization, and at the end of the day, things are ultimately being delivered. As a macro multi-cycle investor, these things matter. They matter even more crucially for the products that are built on top of Cardano, but some cool products are doing well in many other chains. There are builders everywhere. Regardless of the scores Gambardella gave Cardano ADA, it still finds itself in a perplexing situation as it grapples with a battle between bullish and bearish forces, leaving investors to understand mixed signals in a turbulent market. The optimism that briefly emerged on January 29th as ADA's market structure turned bullish was short-lived as usual, unable to overcome the critical 50-cent support level, thus remaining stuck in the 48-cent territory. And speaking of social media sentiment, often a precursor to the price movement, has not provided solace either. According to the crypto analytics platform Sentiment, its weighted social sentiment metric has steadily declined over the past 10 days, reflecting tepid investor confidence. Sentiment tweeted, "With hashtag crypto market caps ranging and lacking the usual growth traders have been accustomed to since the hashtag bull cycle began in October, there is a notable bearish sentiment that has taken hold of the hashtag crypto discourse this week." However, from another perspective, Cardano has seen an upward swing in transaction volume, suggesting that a period of consolidation is in progress that may result in further bull rallies. This observation is quite similar to the trend in late 2020 market activity, which implies that ADA may see a sharp spike after April 2024 if the same pattern is observed. The analyst on X, Ali, posted, "Should the patterns align and hashtag Cardano's mirrors its late 2020 price behavior, we can anticipate ADA to remain in the consolidation phase until April of 2024, setting the stage for its next bull rally." Cardano has exhibited massive growth in its transactions to about 4 million, showing increasing enthusiasm and participation among its network. This increase is fostered by significant ecosystem growth and technological developments, with new projects and native tokens constantly contributing to the platform's vibrancy. It should have been better though. There was so much excitement about the year, but things did not turn out as expected. Although the US Securities and Exchange Commission finally approved 11 spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds to start trading on US exchanges in January. This was not the bullish catalyst crypto investors hoped it would be, however. Bitcoin and other major cryptocurrencies have struggled over the past month after many generated big returns in 2023. Bitcoin's January weakness may be a sign that traders were taking profits in a sell-the-news trade following the launch of the spot ETFs. However, selling pressure unique to the popular Grayscale Bitcoin Trust could also be the reason for Bitcoin's weakness. Bitcoin's prices briefly jumped to a new 52-week high near $49,000 in January on the day the SEC approved spot Bitcoin ETFs, but it ran out of steam in the second half of the month. Bitcoin's prices dropped more than 1% overall in January, finishing the month to about $42,000. Ethereum prices dropped 3% in January to close out the month around $2,245. Cardano ADA was the worst performer of the month, but it still remained up nearly 67% overall in the past 3 months. But in case you want to give up on Cardano and other cryptocurrencies, remember that there is the Bitcoin halving event to consider, and historically, it could usher in big gains for the entire crypto market. Do your own research for the records if you're not convinced. Cardano was included in the top altcoins of 2024 on Forbes, given that it was an early adopter of the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, which speeds up transaction time by removing the competitive and energy-intensive problem-solving dimension of platforms like Bitcoin. An expert noted, Cardano is a thought leader in the industry that has paved the way for proof-of-stake consensus mechanisms. Guess what? 500 Cardano ADA might just be enough to experience how impressive this thought leader can be. But that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you click on subscribe and notification buttons, and we'll see you in the next video.